The Favourite. The Favourite is... how does one describe seeing The Favourite?
What the hell was that?
Yeah, that'll do it. The story is about the three-way power struggle between Queen Anne, her childhood friend turned lover Lady Marlborough, and Abigail Hill, a lady cast out from wealth to the position of a scullery maid. This all sounds very simple, so long as the director isn't more concerned about making art than he is about telling an actual story. Now I'm going to take a quick drink while the voiceover talks over me, and I hope that what it says doesn't shock me in any way. Enter Yorgos Lanthimos, a name which I'm probably mispronouncing, of which this is apparently his more accessible works. Delicious product placement. Seriously, this is him going mainstream. The film's been well received though, nominated for 5 Golden Globes, including Best Comedy or Musical. You're supposed to be a comedy? Oh, you could have fooled me, because that bit from the trailer where she's screaming at somebody is pretty about the extent of it.
Could you just look at me? Look at me! How dare you! Close your eyes!
Unless the Prime Minister carrying a chicken's funny. Is it? Let's try something. Yeah, this isn't working for me. There are a few funny moments, mostly from the actress's delivery, but half the time it just feels like Olivia Colman's making crying baby noises. It fits the character, but screaming in of itself isn't funny. Most of the jokes just feel about being weird with no real punchline, and that just doesn't land with me. A lot of the cinematography is just off as well. Sometimes it looks really good, but other times it'll put on like a wide-angle lens for just no reason at all. It's not creating mood or enhance the shot, it's just there. Because art? It's kind of hard for me to be invested in your film when I'm just asking myself, why is it shot like this? And there's a lot of that in this film. These aren't things that I consider bad, but it feels like they should be better than they are. Our lead actresses, Olivia Colman, Rachel Weisz, and Emma Stone, are all clearly bringing their A games to this film, and it really does pay off. While I've criticized the comedy sections, most of the jokes do come from their performances, like especially Rachel Weisz's very dry delivery. Each of them sells these characters really well, and they are the saving grace of the film. Another thing that I like is the arcs of the characters. See, when we're introduced to Abigail, played by Emma Stone, very early on, we're very clearly supposed to empathize with her, but as time goes on, she just becomes more and more of a despicable person. But it gets to the point where you start to wonder, was she always like this? Was she slowly transformed by these circumstances, or was this just the side of her we never saw? It actually makes me question my own loyalties to characters within the film. It's just fantastic transition. Something which does feel like it should be a problem but kinda isn't is the way that the movie keeps teasing its audience. See, it sets up a lot of things and just doesn't pay up on them. Like they have this whole thing about, oh, she's gonna get revenge, oh, she's coming to get her, and nothing happens. She just leaves. Payoff? I think the biggest example will be a scene where Lady Marlborough points a gun and fires at Abigail but isn't loaded. She talks about how you can simulate the gun firing even if there's no bullet in there, and says, maybe we could use it for something later. It never comes back. It is never even mentioned again. It's just there. Again, I feel like the film is intentionally dicking with me. In any other film, I'd say that this would just be bad screenplay, but here it feels intentional, like that's the ultimate point of the film, is just how pointless this power struggle was. Nobody is better off. They're just miserable. But again, it feels intentional and it doesn't feel like an oversight. So to wrap this one up, I feel like a lot of this film didn't work for me in the way that it clearly was supposed to, but it had a great lead actresses and a great arc for those characters to go through, so for me it's gotta be a 7 out of 10. I can't think of anything really bad about it, and I could definitely see why other people got into this film, but I just think it's just not for me. Though, I am interested in seeing this director's other works. Seriously, this feels more like an auteur director being restrained by trying to make a mainstream film. Like, he's trying to make something that's going to appeal to a mass audience, but he can't really let go of his own style. And if I'm right about that, then his films that don't have this restriction have got to be pretty awesome, because this guy has shown, even for someone who didn't like this film, that he can be very creative. Hopefully the ending isn't anything like the ending in this one. Not that it's bad, it's just weird. Like, unnecessarily weird. Like, holding on a still shot of someone's face for what feels like 10 minutes weird. And no, I don't need it explained to me. I understood the ending. The problem is, it's weird. But for no reason other than... comedy? Well, you can stick that on the box cover. The favourite. Comedy? Over the description of Raichious reviews the more I think about it. Take care now. Bye bye then.